A lot of times it's only control freaks that want to be police, or the military. They need a job when they're getting out. They've served 5 tours walking around in knee-deep in blood, and they come back completely, freaked out, and are now pulling you and your family over.
Well, your car's not, if you're violating something in the street, you have to be pulled over. I mean, but that's one thing, but...
Yeah, you've got to be pulled over for having the inspection sticker out by 1 week. But if you're a big bank laundering hundreds of billions of dollars and running giant child kidnapping rings, well, that's okay.
You know a guy that was in the SS in 1940? He's 83 years old now. He was in the SS for 6 weeks over in Germany. And I know German people, a lot of Germans, and they're very good with their hands. You know what I mean? They're very good at doing things, most of the German people. And it seems like if you see a German person on the police department, or an Italian guy, it just isn't the same anymore, like it was 40 years ago. Like you're implying that they're a bunch of Nazis.
No, I'm not implying they're all a bunch of Nazis. What the federal government is doing, the social engineering, is an us against them, militarized police against the public. That's what they're pushing. And they're trying to get police to do things that are unconstitutional. And the feds are creating their own branch, the TSA, and saying they're above the law and can radiate you and stick their hands down your pants. So I'm against what they're being asked to do, what they're being turned into. No, the police are in the very same hot water we're all in. They all live in this country. This system, this New World Order, is going to burn them and their family as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice out in Texas, isn't it? Would you want to live in Jersey? Really?
I don't know. I've seen some nice areas in New Jersey. It's woods and pretty stuff. I know it's got some really bad areas. But I appreciate your call. It's good to hear from you, calling from New Hampshire. We're going to go to break and come back. I know, where was that caller calling from? Pennsylvania. Then we're going to go to Nick in New Jersey, and then John in Texas, Tim in Wisconsin, Julio, and others that are patiently holding here today. And then I have this really weird article, cover of the New York Times. You got to have a magnifying glass to see it. But the guy's got a bunch of my bumper stickers on his placard, and it's got Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Under it, they got an In the Fed sign here. Just amazing. And they admit that it's really a diverse group, not just George Soros people. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow, step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
It is Tuesday, October 18th, 2011, and I'm here Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, back 7 o'clock, Infowars Nightly News. And I went ahead and basically co-hosted my own show last night with Aaron Dykes sitting in. He'll be sitting in tonight as well, and I intend to pop in on some big developments. If you just joined us, it was big news yesterday, made national news, and then they finally reported on it locally here on the South Texas. The local Monitor newspaper reported that in McAllen, they have the high school students pledge allegiance to Mexico and stand for the Mexican Pledge of Allegiance. And, of course, they're also taught the U.S. really belongs to Mexico and is evil. The point is that's taught in colleges. That's taught everywhere. I mean, I've seen it's got to be in the 20s or 30s articles over the years where kids are having to salute the Mexican flag and American flags aren't allowed. And this is taught everywhere. This was taught when I was in high school. It was just that America was bad and Mexico controlled the Southwest and La Reconquista was good. We were taken to UT as seniors in high school to be brainwashed, and I got up and said, this isn't true. And they freaked out, and they called the teacher aside, the UT professor, and said, who is this person? You know, they were very concerned I might be some type of evil radical because I actually had 2 brain cells to rub together. And that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Wow, 20 years ago. Was it more than 20 years ago? I'm getting old here, folks. It's been more time I've been out of high school than I was, before. Just amazing. Time flies. All right, I want to take your calls. Also, it's being reported all over the United States, county, city layoffs. And they're also laying off police, and the police they're keeping, this is a long trend, but it's getting serious now, are only there to revenue generate. They actually say this: we're here to collect money from you, so we got jobs. We're not here to respond to crimes. And everything's got to go to the federal government, or to the derivatives, because your county and city invested in the derivatives by the bankster Madoff types, the Ken Lay types, and now it's over. And so taxes go up, but you get less services. That's austerity. And the media has tried to point to a bunch of well-meaning hippies and people, with signs saying redistribute or else, redistribute or violence, redistribute or revolution. Redistribute, how about in corporate welfare? How about in the private Federal Reserve that engineered this economic problem? We've got so much industry, so many ideas, so much desire for commerce that as long as you have freedom, your country's going to be a great place to live. But we've let the globalists make drugs illegal so they can bring them in and create a crime culture and put people in prison. We've let them ship our jobs to China, where the globalists have made deals where they can operate and others can't, to drive down our wages. We've let them create a giant prison industry with 4 million plus people working for 25 cents an hour or less to drive down our wages. Well, we've allowed a giant government complex to grow, and now they keep taxing and taxing, and then it doesn't matter how much they tax, everything falls apart. So we're now to that point. Let's go to your phone calls. Let's talk to Nick in New Hampshire. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Mr. Jones. How are you?
I am good. It is good to talk to you today. Welcome.
Thank you for taking my call. Thank you. Friday on my drive home from work, I was listening to the radio, and I caught a story. It was a small story that on Wednesday of last week, President Obama sent special forces to Central Africa, to Uganda.
Yeah, Uganda, yeah.
And I just thought that was, kind of weird. I did a little more investigating, and I found, of all places, a CNN story. It's under the CNN World section, and they quote, here's a quote from the article, the group could perhaps be described as a small-time Christian version of Al-Qaeda, led by Joseph Kony, a cult-like figure as equally delusional as the former AQ Al-Qaeda emir, Osama bin Laden.
No, that's what they do. They just say, these Ron Paul supporters are like Al-Qaeda in their internal police training manuals. Now all the new TV ads, it's white Al-Qaeda. The minorities are reporting them. Al-Qaeda is just a label they put on anything they want. And yes, they're there going after, quote, Christians in Uganda to displace them with animus, Muslims, and others. It's the same thing in other parts of that area. They'll play off one tribe against another, Hutus against Tutsis, but generally the UN sides against Christians. And it's all about resource wars. And look, in our film, The Obama Deception, been out for almost 3 years. I keep tooting our horn. We show troops invading Africa, starting in Libya, with Afrikaan, and say that Obama is the black face put in there, given the Peace Prize. He'd just been given it when that film came out, so that it would be seen as if, well, he's a man of peace. I mean, the army tank is painted rainbow colors, so even though it's running over the top of us, it must be all right. They're invading Ivory Coast, Gold Coast, Uganda, Sudan, Somalia, Libya. They're about to do operations in Tunisia. They've overthrown their old dictator in Egypt. They wanted to use Libya and those giant airfields and that water supply. Libya was building up all of Africa to shut off the resources to Africa, the water and machinery and oil, and to then project power. They've already got drones 24/7 just killing pell-mell, dropping love bombs, dropping peace bombs. So what did you think of Obama's great African safari, as one of our writers called it this weekend?
Oh, it's crazy. I didn't catch that article, but I wasn't sure if Infowars had reported on this yet. It's just when I heard that, I immediately thought, Africa has a lot of resources. Immediately I just went to it because of just. But
they're Christian Al-Qaeda. They've got to be killed. There's gold mines in that area.
And the article goes on to say that, I'll paraphrase. The only thing that Obama has to risk is, maybe deaths, American deaths, but because of this battlefield is Africa, it's not quantity, it's quality, and the deaths should be limited, and as to say, that totally vindicates and justifies going into Africa.
But sir, he is part black and a liberal, so it's good. Listen, when he drops a bomb on a wedding and kills 200 people to kill one, quote, Al-Qaeda, that's peace, sir. And, Cheney was wrong for waterboarding people. That was evil and horrible, Obama said. But actually blowing women and children up everywhere, that's good. Sir, you're a right-wing extremist, aren't you? I mean, you're not for war and just invading all of Africa and killing everybody? I mean, the UN just got caught again in Africa. The UN just got caught in Uganda just 2 weeks ago. Paul Watson wrote about this, with a private mercenaries burning down whole villages on their own property and lining people up and shooting them. And even mainstream media said, well, it's for the earth. So they're reducing carbon. When you kill people, it's loving. This is liberal right now. In Honduras, they're murdering people en masse for their property to, quote, take it over for carbon offsets. This is so loving. This is so trendy, sir. As long as you say something's trendy. I mean, if you walked up and hacked a woman up on the side of the street with a meat cleaver, but said, I'm liberal, trendy, trendy, it would somehow be loving and liberal. Of course, actually, you go to prison. But if you're a globalist anointed one, it's loving and liberal. And, I mean, so what if the UN's running around mass murdering? It's trendy. You're not trendy? You're not trendy, sir?
I'm trying. I'm really trying, but it's kind of hard.
All right, well, I appreciate your call. Folks, that was an extremist. I apologize for him. It's liberal and loving. UN forces, World Bank forces, murdering people, all